people that used to be Jewish became Muslim, and Pakistanis and Indians and all of it. I'm just standing in one row. Subhanallah. This is how we were made into an ummah. But the thing I wanted to highlight for you, inshallah, is the word that describes this ummah. Ibrahim's word was ummatan muslimatan. Ummatan muslimatan. But Allah changed it. Allah said not just ummatan muslimatan, now He gave it a new quality. He said ummatan wasattan. It's a different word now. So you were expecting the same word again, ummatan muslimatan, because that's what He asked for. But Allah added to ummatan muslimatan, and He added ummatan wasattan. Now the word wasat is actually very important for us to understand. So I'll give you some things about it. It's first of all, صار معنى النفاسة والعزة والخيار من لوازم معنى الوسط عرفا فأطلقوها على الخيار النفيس كناية. Let me just explain what that means in simple English. Wasat can mean the middle of something. Wasat is the middle of something. The thing is, what is in the middle of the castle? The most valuable things. The wall on the outside, the security guards, the gates, and then all the way in the middle is the most valuable thing. Even the way Allah created the human being, right in the middle is the most valuable body part. Right in the middle. You understand? Same way when you have jewelry, the most valuable jewel is where? In the middle. If you have a necklace, the most valuable jewel goes right in the middle. So in the Arabic language, and by the way, Ibn Ashur would even give the example of a valley. And the animals graze, but they barely get to the middle, so the middle has the best fruits and best plants and best vegetation. So the middle of something became known in Arabic as the best of something, the nicest of something, the most valuable of something. So in Arabic culture and in Arabic language, middle and the best and the climax and the most amazing are one and the same. When we are told ummatan wasata, its one meaning is a middle nation. But it's also an amazing nation, the most valuable nation, an incredible nation, a beautiful nation. The best of all nations. It's all embedded inside the word wasat. What fascinates me even more, this is hard to understand, but I'll try to make it easy. Pay attention to this part, inshallah. The wasatan, and I might even give you a short break so you can refresh your minds after this. The word wasat is what's called in Arabic a masdar. In English, there's adjectives and there's ideas. An adjective is like blue or green or big or small. These are adjectives. But, small is an adjective, but smallness is not an adjective. It's an idea. Similarly, high is an adjective, but highness is an idea. Similarly, middle is an adjective, but middleness is an idea. The idea of middle. Wasatan is actually not mutawassitan. Mutawassitatan would have meant middle, an adjective. But wasatan is an idea. And what that does is it changes the meaning significantly. What it suggests is that this ummah, Allah has made this ummah, when people don't understand what middle means, what balance means, what beautiful means, they don't understand that idea, when they look at this ummah, they get the definition of that idea. It's like that idea, because ideas are abstract. They're not easy to quantify. We will become the living example of what it means to be balanced. We will be that. Or that's the expectation of Allah. Subhanallah, that is a huge expectation and we're doing a terrible job. We're not doing a good job at all. As I leave you with this first break, I'd like to share with you what wasatan could imply. What does it mean that we're the most amazing, balanced, middle people? What does that mean? There are nations before us, they were only interested with matters of knowledge, and their hearts became hard. There were other nations who cared only about the matter of the heart, and they had no knowledge. The Jewish people, lots of knowledge, but hearts became hard. The Christian people, lots of heart, but no knowledge. And the ummah is what? Wasat. It's in between the two. This book, it opens up our minds and it melts our hearts, doesn't it? This ummah is supposed to be spiritual and intellectual at the same time. And we're supposed to constantly balance between these two. There were people before us who were very good in theory but not good in practice. There was ilm but no amal. Or there was amal and no ilm. We are supposed to be the people of ilm and amal balanced together. We're right in between. We're right in between those two extremes. We are people there are people who only concern themselves with dunya. There are people who only concern themselves with akhirah. What about this ummah? Do we only care about akhirah? Do we only care about dunya? رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. We are right in between. We're right in between. Allah wants us to have the best of this dunya and the best of the akhirah. Right in between. In every sense of the word. And by the way, I would even argue, this ummah is supposed to be, there are two kinds of knowledge. There's knowledge of deen and knowledge of dunya. I'll say that again, knowledge of deen and knowledge of dunya. You have engineers, you have physicians, you have accountants, you have, different professions. These are people that have knowledge of dunya. You have muhaddithun and fuqaha and mufassirun and, people of kalam. These are knowledge of deen. We're supposed to be the people in between. Meaning we don't just learn our deen. We also learn dunya. And we don't just learn dunya, we also learn our deen. So this is supposed to be the ummah where the religious scholars know a lot about the world. And it's also supposed to be the ummah where the scientists and the political scientists and the thinkers and the sociologists know a lot about the religion. They work together. They're not two different worlds. What has happened? You have an Islamic university